Ukraine is showing resolve and strength, sending a clear message that it will not stop attacking Russian oil infrastructure until Putin sits at the negotiating table. An overnight Ukrainian drone attack on annexed Crimea caused a fire to erupt at a major oil depot, Kremlin-installed authorities said. The same depot was also attacked last week, and the fire raged for 5 days. Crimea Governor Sergei Aksyonov said air defense systems downed more than 20 drones as they attacked a fuel base in the port city of Feodosia, where he confirmed a fire had broken out. Aksyonov said emergency crews were dispatched to the Feodosia oil terminal, adding that no one was reported injured or killed in the air attack. Several Telegram channels shared video footage of what was said to be the burning oil terminal after the drone assault. NASA's fire information system showed multiple active fires at the site of the Feodosia terminal. The Feodosia oil terminal, located roughly 250 kilometers, 155 miles, from the front line in Ukraine, was set ablaze earlier this month following a drone attack. With a capacity of up to 250,000 tons, it is the peninsula's largest oil storage and transshipment hub. Russia's defense ministry said Monday that its air defense systems destroyed over 100 Ukrainian drones overnight, including 40 over annexed Crimea, and more than 20 over the Black and Azov Seas. Later on Monday, the ministry said 16 more Ukrainian drones had been intercepted over Crimea. Ukraine has escalated its drone campaign against Russia's oil and gas infrastructure in recent weeks in a bid to sap the earnings Moscow depends on to finance its war. The strikes have pushed wholesale gasoline prices to record highs and caused fuel shortages across the country. Last week, Ukraine's commander-in-chief claimed that his forces had reduced Russia's oil processing capacity by 21%. Fuel shortages have spread across more than half of Russia's regions, with at least 57 areas experiencing supply disruptions after recent Ukrainian strikes on oil refineries, according to BBC reports. Long lines have formed at gas stations, and some regions have imposed fuel rationing to control panic buying. The attacks have severely impacted Russia's logistics network, raising concerns about energy stability and further straining the economy already burdened by war expenses. And Russians are furious about this. The U.S. has for months been helping Ukraine mount long-range strikes on Russian energy facilities, in what officials say is a coordinated effort to weaken Vladimir Putin's economy and force him to the negotiating table. American intelligence shared with Kyiv has enabled strikes on important Russian energy assets, including oil refineries far beyond the front line, according to multiple Ukrainian and U.S. officials familiar with the campaign. The previously unreported support has intensified since mid-summer and has been crucial in helping Ukraine carry out attacks that Joe Biden's White House discouraged. Kyiv's strikes have driven up energy prices in Russia and prompted Moscow to cut diesel exports and import fuel. The intelligence sharing is the latest sign that Trump has deepened his support for Ukraine as his frustration with Russia has grown. The shift came after a phone call between Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky in July, when the FT reported the U.S. president asked whether Ukraine could strike Moscow if Washington provided long-range weapons. Trump signaled his backing for a strategy to make them feel the pain and compel the Kremlin to negotiate, said the two people briefed on the call. The White House later said Trump was merely asking a question, not encouraging further killing. The U.S. intelligence helps Kyiv shape route planning, altitude, timing, and mission decisions, enabling Ukraine's long-range, one-way attack drones to evade Russian air defenses, said the officials familiar with the matter. 3 people familiar with the operation said Washington was closely involved in all stages of planning. A U.S. official said Ukraine selected the targets for long-range strikes, and Washington then provided intelligence on the site's vulnerabilities. But others involved and briefed on the operations said the U.S. had also set out target priorities for the Ukrainians. One of them described Kyiv's drone force as the instrument for Washington to undermine Russia's economy and push Putin towards a settlement. Trump has been open about his disappointment with Putin since he rolled out the red carpet for his Russian counterpart at an Alaska summit that made little tangible progress. This was a factor in Trump's shift in support of deeper strikes, the people said. Trump said Ukraine desperately needs patriots and would like to have Tomahawks. He added, "If this war isn't settled, I will send them Tomahawks." It's an incredible, very offensive weapon.
They need patriots very badly. They'd like to have Tomahawks. That's a step up. They'd like to have Tomahawks. We talked about that. And so we'll see. Well, I don't know. I might have to speak to Russia, to be honest with you, about Tomahawks. Do they want to have Tomahawks going in their direction? I don't think so. I think I might speak to Russia about that, in all fairness. I told that to President Zelensky, because Tomahawks are a new step of aggression. Right? You understand that very well.
Are you saying that you will speak to Putin first about Tomahawks?
I might talk to him. I might say, look, if this war's not going to get settled, I'm going to send him Tomahawks. I may say that. The Tomahawk is an incredible weapon, a very offensive weapon. And honestly, Russia does not need that. They don't need that. Yeah, I might tell them that if the war is not settled, that we may very well do it. We may not, but we may do it. I think it's appropriate to bring up. Yeah, I want to see the war settled.
And as soon as the Russians are faced with a proportional military response to their aggression against Ukraine, simply an attempt to level the field for a fair fight, they begin to whine and pull out the nuclear card. Cowards and bullies, nothing more. Russian State Duma Deputy Alexei Zhuravlyov said Moscow could strike U.S. cities if Ukraine uses Tomahawk missiles, as this would mean direct U.S. participation. Where have we heard that before? As soon you mention the word nuclear, there is Medvedev with his vodka-fueled rant. "We are nuclear power. We will destroy you. Blah, blah. Seat down, clown." Trump said that if the president of Russia does not resolve the Ukrainian conflict, it will end badly for him. Threatening for the 101st time, basically. If the business peacemaker is talking about Tomahawks, then the phrase is incorrect. The delivery of these missiles could end badly for everyone. And first of all, for Trump himself. It has been said 100 times in a way even understandable to the star-spangled uncle that it is impossible to distinguish nuclear Tomahawks from conventional ones in flight. Their launch will not be carted out by Banderite Kyiv, but by the USA. Read, Trump. How to respond to Russia? Exactly. One can only hope that this is another empty threat caused by prolonged negotiations with a cocaine-addled clown. Like sending nuclear submarines closer to Russia. Well, you know how it goes. A submarine surfaced in the steppes of Ukraine.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.